Diego Ramos had said this sentence so many times in his head that it didn't feel like English anymore. It felt like a song he'd memorized without understanding the words. The purpose of my visit is to study. I have a confirmation letter from the university, and I will be staying with. He stopped himself. Checked the notebook again, even though he already knew every line by heart. 20 years old, on a plane for the first time in his life, flying toward a country he'd only ever seen in photos and lecture videos, because he'd failed his IELTS speaking test once, then again, and finally, on the third try, passed by exactly the score he needed. Not more. Exactly enough. The airport was louder and colder than he'd imagined, announcements in an accent he'd trained his ears on for months but still had to concentrate to catch, wheels clattering on tile, a language he'd studied for years now happening around him instead of to him, at full native speed, with no subtitles. He found the immigration line and ran the sentence one more time, silently. The purpose of my visit is to study. He had this. He'd practiced this exact moment more than almost anything else. The officer glanced at his passport, then at him. What's brought you to Manchester, then? Not what is the purpose of your visit. Not the sentence in the notebook. Just, a different question, asked the way a real person actually asks it, and for one long second, Diego's mind went completely blank. The purpose, he heard himself start the memorized sentence and stop, because it didn't fit the shape of what she'd actually asked. His hands felt cold. Then something in him just let go of the script. Sorry, I'm here to study. At the university. I have a letter, if you need to see it. It wasn't the sentence from the notebook. It wasn't even close to grammatically perfect. But it was true, and it was his, and the officer just nodded, already half reaching for the stamp. That's grand. Welcome to the UK. He didn't feel triumphant, exactly. He felt like someone who'd been holding his breath without noticing, and had just remembered how to breathe. Small win. The real one, the year itself, hadn't even started yet. Manchester unrolled past the window, row houses the color of rust, a tram sliding by on its own quiet rails, signs for shops whose names he didn't recognize. It looked nothing like home. It looked nothing like the photos, either. It just looked like somewhere he was about to live. He found the building, found the right door, and stood there a second longer than he needed to. Somewhere behind that door were two people he'd never met, who were about to become the closest thing he had to family for the next year. He knocked. The door swung open before he'd even finished knocking. You must be Diego. Oh my God, finally, come in, you look exhausted, was the flight awful? Amara Osei talked the way some people run, fast, easy, like it cost her nothing. Diego opened his mouth to give the polite, careful answer he might have rehearsed if he'd thought to, and instead just laughed, a little helplessly. Yeah. Honestly, kind of a lot. Good, she said, grinning. Honest answer. I can't deal with people who say fine, thank you to everything. Behind Amara, a second face appeared in the hallway light, quieter, watchful, like she was deciding how much of herself to show a stranger yet. This is Yuki, Amara said. Fair warning, she's going to outstudy both of us within a week. Yuki gave a small, embarrassed smile and a short wave. Hi. Sorry, I'm not usually this quiet. Long day. Me too, Diego said, and meant it more than the words let on. They showed him the kitchen, mismatched mugs, a whiteboard chore chart already half ignored, and the bathroom schedule Amara insisted was more of a suggestion, and finally, his room. Small. A bed, a desk, a window looking out on a street he didn't know yet. His new life, in about 12 square meters. Settle in, Amara called from the hallway. We usually order food on move-in night, you eating with us? Yeah, Diego said. Just, give me a minute first. He closed the door and, for the first time all day, the room was quiet. No announcements, no accents to decode, no notebook of rehearsed lines. Just him, a half-unpacked suitcase, and a silence that suddenly felt very large. He sat on the edge of the bed and opened his phone, not really meaning to, the way your hand finds something familiar without asking your permission. A photo from 3 weeks ago, his mother's kitchen, his father mid-laugh at something out of frame, his little sister making a face at the camera. 10,000 kilometers away now. Maybe more. He hadn't actually checked the number, and for some reason that felt worse than knowing it. He didn't cry. He just sat there for a while, thumb hovering over the photo, somewhere between homesick and something that didn't have a word yet, not in English, and maybe not in Spanish either. He typed a message instead. Landed safe. Flat is small but okay. Met my flatmates, they seem nice. Miss you already, don't tell Dad I said that. He read it twice, deleted already, typed it again, and sent it anyway. A knock. Then, before he could even answer, the door opened anyway. Don't just sit in here on your first night, Amara said, one eyebrow raised, already half smiling like she knew exactly what he'd been doing. Food's here. And there's something you should probably know about Yuki before tomorrow. Diego looked at her for a second, the phone still warm in his hand, his mother's kitchen still glowing faintly on the screen behind him, and then he put it down, and followed her out. Whatever she meant about Yuki, it would have to wait until tomorrow. Diego rehearsed the right English for months and it still wasn't enough the moment a real question came at him sideways, because the English you rehearse isn't always the English you'll actually hear. That's exactly the gap ActuallySpeak.com is built to close. Real spoken conversation practice with an AI that responds the way people actually talk, not scripted flashcards, so you find out where your English breaks down before you're standing at a desk like Diego was. It's free, it takes 10 minutes, and the link's in the description. New episodes of Far From Home drop weekly. Next time, Diego finds out what Amara meant about Yuki.